Mykola is the hero of this story. He's 73 years old. For 55 of these, he has built airplanes. Mykola was born under the wing of an airplane, and since then, the best music for him has been the roar of aircraft engines. But my story is not so much about his love for aviation as it is about his love for life. It seems to me that this is an important topic during this war, especially for Ukrainians, wherever they are, at the front or far from it. In this war, there is no clear boundary between the front and the rear. We each have our own war. I will tell you about this one, the participants of which are millions of my fellow citizens, children, women, old people, peaceful people. Hundreds of thousands of armed invaders are trying to break their lives, but they will not succeed.
On the evening of February 23rd, as always, I worked in the hangar. The lights were on for a long time. Late in the evening, I went to bed, but some kind of internal state of tension stayed with me. I reassured myself and my wife. In the morning at 4 o'clock, a colossal roar. Everything rattled. We were being shelled with such intensity that I was afraid for the women who were with me. It was my sister Dasha and my wife Maria. We hid in the basement. I also took in a neighbour's family of 6 people to stay in one half of the basement.
Mykola spent almost a month with his family in besieged Chernihiv. On March 18, they decided to leave the city.
We started leaving Chernihiv. We crossed the Desna River. Just there in the Kolychivka village, there were already Russians. We had to get directly to Kiev, but the territorial defense sent us to bypass Kolychivka. A Gazelle truck with a canvas cover was following me. It then began to lag behind. I saw it in the rearview mirror, and there were cars ahead. Here I looked in the mirror. A shell, followed by another, then a third. The Gazelle exploded, and there is smoke in front of us. The grass is burning. Nothing is visible. Where are we going? We drove on to Vyshgorod town, then to Kiev, so we arrived in Ivano-Frankivsk city. Somehow, over time, everything calmed down in my soul. Some kind of confidence reappeared. I started work. I don't think the Russians will win anyway. They won't win anyway. I will build this house. If our house is destroyed, I will build it again. Destroy again, rebuild again. I will not give up. Here is the house. Here is our house. I laid 127,000 bricks here alone with my hands. 127,000 bricks laid only by me alone. I laid the first stone. The foundation was dug by hand by myself. I built the whole house alone for more than 20 years by oneself. On March 6 at 10 p.m, a neighbour who was the only one of those 6 people left in our basement later said a shell hit the house. The neighbour, who is deaf, did not hear the explosion but felt it when the house shook. So on March 6, a shell hit the corner of our house and blew it apart. The wall collapsed in the room, the neighbour was in the basement. He felt it, but there was no fire. The house stood for 3 more days. A missile flew to the same place. It broke through the second wall, fell and exploded. A fire started. The staircase to the 3rd floor was saved, as it is steel. Yes, they're gone. When I returned, the houses were still smoking. Of course, I was amazed. I have all the photos. What a terrible picture. Our house had been under construction for 30 years or so. But I won't lose heart. I think I'll clean everything by the time my family returns. Then I'll take my wife and Dasha's sister. I've tried, worked for 14 hours, lost 7 kilograms. It means that everything that was restored here after the bombing and fire was made by me with these 2 hands. One exception, I couldn't lift these rafter beams myself. They're heavy because it was raining and everything was wet. Of course, it was very hard and difficult, so I invited my friends, and the 2 of them helped me lift these beams, drag them to the 3rd floor and make a truss system. I weighed 74 kilos and I lost 7 kilos before I went to meet them. I've done everything. I've done everything. Our greenhouse was also bombed and it needs to be restored. I did not touch the roof of the hangar. All the holes were sealed there. The roof is broken. It was all broken. I've already restored it. Marvellous. Shells, fragments, bullets hit the hangar many times, but not a single scratch on the plane. Just great. Everything is broken, but there is no damage to the plane. After the 24th of this terrible date of February 2022, I did not stop working for a single day while I was at home. Well, here's an aeroplane. This is my 3rd plane, 4-seater. The fuselage truss is made of stainless steel. The cabin is very spacious. Even in winter clothes, the cabin is so spacious that no one interferes with anyone else. On the dashboard, there's a place for tablets, and the instruments are divided into groups. Flight and navigation and engine monitoring. Ailerons and flaps are ready. Here I show. An expert who saw my ailerons and flaps said, "So this is the best thing I've seen." It remains to make the wing. The airframe is ready. In the spring, I will finish making the wing. I planned that the summer would pass and I would be able to fly already. I am Mykola, the son of the blacksmith Andriy. The first thing I heard in my life was a song of the 4 Boeing 29 engines. Its clone Tupolev 4. All my childhood and youth were accompanied by this song. I fell in love with aviation. I fell in love with life. So here I live with it.
Все працює! Машенька! Я сам роблю це!
The hero of my story rejoices like a child. He retained his boyish enthusiasm and curiosity through his years. He's going to complete the restoration of the house and prepare the plane for flights by the summer. It remains only to drive the enemy out of the country in order to open the sky for flights, and it will be done. A lot of Ukrainians want to continue their businesses that started before February 24, or rather until 2024. And they will definitely do it. Do not doubt.